Well, my. Back at you another video again. It's me, Kiki. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, downtown. That's the way to my love. Make it go round and round. Hey. No. I'm tripping today, y'all. I'm trying to catch up on my videos, trying to catch up on my advertising again. I have a store at Etsy called Falling Star Naturals, all natural hair care, skin, body products, coming out with a men's line called Eclipse for men very soon, so stay tuned. Also did a Donald Trump soap, like, as a novelty and a gag gift, like, for those of you who are not Trump supporters. Don't get your panties in a twist now. Don't get it twisted, but, you know, I like to do all kinds of things. I like to do things that are very unique, things that I think are funny or interesting, and that was one of the things I thought was funny or interesting. I was trying to find a Democrat equivalent when I was trying to find an Obama mold, but I couldn't find a Barack Obama mold. But anyway, that's a whole nother story for another video. What are we going to talk about this video? Let's talk about love. Good God. This is probably going to be one of many videos because I can't just wrap it all up in like 10, 15 minutes. Like, you know, I'm sure you guys don't want to listen to me ramble about love. In my theories, so what we're going to talk about in this is have you ever really been in love? Like, I mean, I know that people, you know, people say they love you to their husbands, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever. People say, oh, I love that guy. And people just throw around the term very casually, very loosely. People be booed up for about a month and be like, oh, I'm so in love with him or her. And then like 2 months later, they're like, I hate them. They're evil. The sex game was garbage. You know, it's like they was weak. They were stupid and broke. Her hair was nappy. She stank. You know, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I thought y'all were all in love. Yeah, it's not love. It's infatuation. It's attraction. It's sexual. It's primal sometimes. Sometimes people think it's love is really not love. They just get it confused. But my question is, have you ever really, really discerned what really is true love? What's the nature of true love? Have you ever really been in love? Have you ever felt love? Have you been loved? Maybe somebody's loved you with all their heart and you were kind of like, man, yeah, you know, is it easy for you to fall in love? Are you really nitpicky? Is it hard for you to fall in love? Some people, you know, it's tougher than others. So I just, you know, as I go about my day-to-day life, I just think about shit. I think about shit all the time. And I think about things and I wonder, like, am I the only one? Do other people feel this way? Like, I just wax poetically in my head. I think my child's about to come in here and interrupt my video, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all love. I love my kids. But yeah, there's different kind of loves. Like, you love your parents, you love your kids, you love your family, you love yourself. You should love yourself. But I'm talking about love of a romantic nature. Like I said, there's plenty of people who are married who love their spouses, but they're not in love, which is just the stupidest thing. Because to me, if you're not in love with somebody, then you don't really love them. Then you just like what you see and you like having them in your life. You like having companionship. You like having the sexual ship. But to me, if you're not invested and in love with that person, then to me, you don't really love that person. It's a superficial, shallow love. And a lot of people get married on superficial, shallow love and end up getting divorced on superficial, shallow love. Or a lot of people settle and ended up thinking they love a person, and then 5-10 years later, they're disillusioned and they're out the door. Or even less than that. I mean, could be 5-10 days, 5-10 months. I mean, but just giving you an example. So I think a lot of us have never really experienced love. And when I say love, I mean like the feeling like you can't live without the person. The feeling that this person completes you. This person is not your everything, because the person can never be your everything. That's unhealthy. It's obsessive love. But just the feeling that this person really, you know, adds value to you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, socially, all of that. And I think people just don't really have really experienced that, like a deep, I would say a soul tie. A soul tie is a hard thing to get rid of. I mean, it is one of the toughest situations, relationships, circumstances, whatever the hell you want to call it, to get out of. I've tried. I have failed. Like, I can tell you right now, I have failed at that. I'm not 100% on the fanciful train of fantasy island. I'm a very realist. I'm a very logical person. It takes me a lot to fall in love. It takes me a lot to get attached to a person. I have trust issues. I have attachment issues, just like a lot of us. But I'm used to just, I can get rid of this person. It just doesn't faze me. I can get rid of people. It doesn't faze me. Especially when there's no real deep life, like you've been with a person for years or you have children. There's no real deep connection in life, emotional attachment. If I'm not sharing a house with you, I'm not sharing a kid with you. Even if I'm sharing a kid with you, still though, if I'm not feeling like we're solidified as a partnership, then I don't really care. And I usually don't let myself get to that point where I feel like this person is a part of my life and I'm a part of theirs. And I'm not wired. I'm never going to apologize for being how I am. I'm just not wired that way. I'm not a very overly emotional female in that aspect. Like I like having a partner. I like having a man around. I like men. I like men's. I like men's. I like men's. Okay? I mean, I'm definitely not gay. I'm not bisexual. I've never been with a female. I can just put that out there. I have nothing but love for men. And the aspect that they bring to life and to a relationship. It's different. Different vibe than what us women have. And I thoroughly appreciate that. But it's just a soul tie. It's something very deep. It's something all encompassing. A soul tie will get you so messed up in this world, ladies and gentlemen. Kids, it will get you messed up. A soul tie will make your day, break your heart, break your life, or make your life, and, break your day, whatever. A soul tie is a hard thing to break. It's a hard thing to get rid of. And I think that when you try to describe it to other people who've never experienced that, it's kind of hard for them to understand. I know people have been deeply, deeply in love with people. But when I talk to soul tie, it's like deeply, deeply in love. It's like, okay, like down here. Yeah, I'm in love, but not in love. And then, I deeply, deeply care and love this person. We have life together. We have history together. Then there's the soul tie, which is like way, way up here, just way up here. It is like I said, it's something that not everybody experiences. Not everybody finds their, what people call it, quote unquote, twin flame. I know I found mine. There's no doubt that my twin flame is there. I know I found mine, and it is probably the hardest thing in I faced. Now let me tell you something. Like I said, I'm not Miss Office. If somebody would have told me this 10 years ago, I would have been like, whatever, that's stupid. Like everybody, knows that I'm not the queen of the metaphysical. There are certain things that I do believe in and I ascribe to. But emotions and attachments and love to a man. What do you need a man for? I can get a man any day, anytime. I can go find another man. I don't need no man. The only man I've ever felt like I really, really needed was my late husband. And that's because I think we shared a life together. We were together for a long time, and we were together for 8 years, and we had a kid together. We had a house together. We had apartments together. We used to work together. So yes, there was a connection and a tie. I believe that my late husband was my soulmate. And that's different than your twin flame. Your soulmate is just somebody who you just vibe with on a whole nother level. Y'all vibe together. And your souls feel comforted with each other, and you feel a deep bond with that person. And each one of you brings something to the table to refine the other person. That's you're helping grow yourself as a person. You know, if you don't believe in, I don't know if I necessarily believe in souls and all that. Like, I don't know. The jury's still out on that, okay? But that's a soulmate. Sometimes a soulmate is your partner. Sometimes a soulmate is your best friend. Sometimes your soulmate is your child. I don't. It just comes in different forms. It doesn't necessarily have to be a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife situation. A twin flame, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be somebody that is a romantic type interest. But sometimes, yes, it can be a friend or a family member or a child. But most likely, it's somebody that. And twin flame is somebody that's going to be in a romantic capacity. And twin flame is somebody that will challenge you, that can possibly wreck your whole world. Well, hey, you just turn upside down. You feel like it's Stranger Things. You seeing demigorgons everywhere. Like, I'm telling you, a twin flame will have your mind just gone. You have gone on the brain, like gone. Like you be do, like that song. I'm sprung, come and get me, have me doing things I never do. Like that song, like T-Pain, I'm sprung. Yeah. You do 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 do. That's my song. I'm listening to that song after this video. That's my jam. But yeah, like you will be sprung, and it's not anything like because of their sex or what kind of money or even their looks. It is nothing tangible. It is nothing you can really put your finger on. It's something that other people don't really see. This person can be the most averagest chick, most average dude. Shit, he may be missing some teeth. He may walk with a peg leg. He may be broke, living on a corner somewhere. She may got a few teeth missing and maybe like 400 pounds. And, this person ain't got no swag. It's not like they dress good. I mean, they could, but they ain't got no real game. They not like a sweet talker, because some men and women get buffaloed over by some dude. It's like, hey, Ma, let me talk to you. Throw that game on you. Throw that R. Kelly game on you. Next thing you know, you doing a tape. You in videos. Like, you know what I mean? But, sometimes it's not even about that. They don't have no swag. She's not very overly sexual and alluring and all that. Not so sexy and you want to be with me. She may not even be all that, but it's just something about a person that speaks to you, that calls to you on a very deep level. And it just makes you feel like I can be with somebody else. I can have somebody else. I can get another dude. I can have another dude. But it ain't them. It's not them. It's not them. That is not them will get you messed up every time. And like for some people, that never goes away. Some people, it takes time. It takes them meeting somebody else. And then some people are just content into just finding somebody else and just realizing that, the other person's out there and that's the one that got away. And some people will get married and live with other people while still double dipping back to their twin flame that they can't leave alone, that ain't worth shit. He done been in and out of jail. He didn't been with 5 of your friends. She done been with 5 of your friends. She done been in and out of jail. She got 6 baby daddies. Whatever, or maybe sometimes, she's boring. She's plain. She ain't really talking about nothing. She ain't really that smart. He not really that smart. He looks like a constipated frog. Whatever. But, all your friends and family may be like, what are you doing with this person? Oh my God, what's wrong with you? Oh my God, girl, what's wrong with you? Or say, man, why are you with this chick? Like, she ain't even about nothing. This chick may be crazy. She may be keying up your car next week. You don't even know. You still be like, well, she keyed up my car, but I gave her the benefit of the doubt. She all right. So that's the kind of love I think that, and people may call it foolish and kind of stupid, but that's the kind of love I think a lot of people really haven't gone through. Thank God. Because, it's stressful. It's not easy having a twin flame because you mirror each other in certain ways. So when one's up, one's down. When one's down, one's up. It's like one is on this side of the mirror, the other one is in the upside down. So, and then sometimes you switch. Like it's, a twin flame can work out, but it takes lots of hard work, lots of refinement, lots of things have to be going on, you know, in the, I guess, in the universe or in you guys' lives to really kind of bring it together. But you know, twin flame is your one time they say, okay, they say I don't necessarily believe that, but they believe that like at one time you were one soul and you decided to split into two and just have adventures separately. So you were one soul, just one entity, and then it's decided to just split and you made a soul pact. You made a soul pact like, okay, we're gonna go out and we're gonna experience life and we're going to do things separately, and you're going to be one half and I'm going to be another half. But then as we go through these lifetimes and learn things, we're going to each take our experiences and then come together and be one, and you make something called a soul contract, and you always have a soul tie with your twin flame. And so you make a soul contract that eventually you're going to reunite together, but then something goes horribly wrong in that process. One of you or both of you ends up into some kind of life-changing trouble. Like one of you is always running and the other one is always running after you. So one is running, oh my God, get me out of here. And then there's the other one that's always running, chasing you. So one's the runner and one's the chaser. Different situations cause chaser and runners and all that kind of stuff, but I won't get into that. But yeah, it's the twin flame relationship is never an easy road. It is always a road of running and chasing, or you both are not at different points in your life that don't really match up. But if you stick through it, it's said that eventually y'all will end up vibrating on the same plane and on the same level. And then, you know, hopefully you'll live happily ever after, and the person will remember their soul contract and not violate it. So don't violate your soul contract. Just don't do that. And some people, you know, they don't believe in it or they can't help it. That's just the way, the direction that their life is taken. And I just feel like until you feel like you've loved a person in different ways in different lifetimes. And like I said, for me to say this, I joke because this sounds so crazy, but that's the only way I can truly explain, like explain the situation of that, because it's beyond love. Love is just like, not, it's a word, but it's not really a describing enough of feeling incomplete without that person. It's not enough to feel like that person's your other half. It's hard for some people to find somebody who really gets them and really understands them without you verbalizing it. Like, you can look at another person, they can look at you, and you look at them and they look at you, and it's kind of like they already understand and they feel, and then it's hard to find somebody that knows what to say and what to do without even trying. I mean, there are situations with people in the beginning of a relationship that you do things, you do the most, you act out, you cooking for him, girl. You in the kitchen, girl. You cooking that pork tenderloin, you frying that chicken, girl. You and then like after you're with him a while, you're just like, I ain't gotta do that no more. I'm cool. I ain't gotta like do his laundry. And the same thing for the fellas. You know, y'all are mowing her lawn and helping her with her car, and you know, oh well, honey, you need a ride here, you need this here. Oh, I'll help you. And then after a while, it's like, you know, that kind of wears off, because you kind of like in the impression phase, which I don't go through that. I don't do all that, but again, that's another topic for another video. We'll talk about that whole catastrophe of the impression phase that apparently a lot of men do the most and then can't keep that up for long periods of time. But anyway, where was I? Yeah, it's just that some people do the most because they're trying to please you. They're trying to estimate and guess what's right, or that it's worked for them in the past. But then there's some people that it could be the smallest, minute little thing that they could say or do that your mind is blown. Like, you know, you'll be sitting there having a bad day. You be all grumpy and you're like, I ain't had a bad day. I'm stressed out. My kids are getting on my nerves. Girl, you calling your homegirls and their homeboys up like, you know what, this is a bad day. Like, things just, and you're like, you know, I really need somebody to comfort me right now. And then all of a sudden, you know, you get a text or a phone call, you see them in person, and they'll just know what to say. You didn't even start telling them that you're having a bad day. And then next thing you know, they'll say something funny just to cheer you up. Or, you know, you're looking in the mirror and you're like, God, oh my God, I feel so bloated. I feel so fat, blah, 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 blah. But then your twin flame is like, I don't know, kind of senses your angst, without, some of us are quiet. Like, I don't really divulge my angst, but, and then they'll just be like, you really look beautiful today, or you look beautiful the other day, or are you losing weight? Are you been to the gym? Look how clear your skin looks like. And you're just like, man, I've been feeling low all day. And then they just know what to say. Or, I can speak from personal experience. My own personal private experience. I've always needed things built around the house because I don't know how to build nothing. I don't know how to put two sticks together. Okay, let's put it that way. But, your twin flame just always knows to be like, okay, I'll be over and I'll come do that. I'm like, and people consider that like manly things. Yeah, it is. It comes with a certain comfort level and time when you're comfortable with the person. But if it's been like that since day one, that's a very odd thing to shake. And then if you date other people and, it's not even about doing things for you or saying nice things to you. It's just that person is always like gets you, on a certain frequency and make you feel better on a certain level and a certain frequency. That's something that's rare and hard to find. It is very hard to find. And for some people, that's not important. They just want somebody who's stable, who got a good job, who's cute, who treats them with respect, who's good to them. Okay, we all want that. But some of us want transcendence, I've been a person. I've always wanted transcendence. Like I can get a dude with a driving a nice car, who's emotionally stable, who's financially stable, who's educated and smart, and rich and I mean, granted, you can't have everything. Nobody's perfect. You can't have all those things in a man. The same thing about a woman. You can find a woman who's beautiful and articulate and funny, and they have this going on and that going on, and they not bust down Tatiana. They good people. There's not a lot, but there are good men and good women out there, all races, all shapes, sizes, colors, whatever. But there's a big difference between having a good man or a good woman and having a man that sparks you, that sets you on fire. You know what I'm saying? I want the fire. I've always wanted the fire. You hear me? I've always wanted the fire. Because to me, life is too short to just settle for somebody just because, well, he's a good guy and he's a nice guy. But then you're utterly bored with that person, or just, barely interested, but there's no sparks there. There's no synergy, and like I said, I can't quantify that or explain that. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know how that is shaped, create, and or born. It is something that I've never known. I don't know if it's a mental thing, if it's a metaphysical thing, it's a new age thing. I couldn't tell you. But all I know is that in my mind, it exists. I've seen it exist for other people as well. And in my mind and my heart, I know that it exists. And that's the thing that I've always wanted in another person. I can have the practical love and the love of duty and the love of honor, and just we've been together so long, so we might also just stick together because we've been together so long, and you just really kind of like going through the motions and going through your routine of a relationship. That's gonna come. But then between the routine and between working and living your life and stress and kids, if the person that you feel like you're with is truly your partner, or if you feel like they get you on a certain level, or you could just be yourself. There are just times where I just feel like I can't be myself around men because I'm kind of complex. I'm many things. I'm many faceted. I'm many things wrapped into one. I have many faces and I wear many masks. I am who I am, but I have a quirky sense of personality. I'm nerdy. I'm people phobic. I'm shy. I'm a little hood. I also like to bake my own bread and make my own medicine. And so I'm kind of like, I'm earthy and I'm earthy hood and nerdy, all three wrapped into one. I'm a mom. So I'm mommy too. And, and I'm a worker. So I'm a worker bee. So I'm just, and I have to have somebody that has to get me on that level, or somebody that's just kind of like that too, that has many facets to them, that can handle all of my sides and all of my friends and family and associates. That's important as well. But I just feel like, because I'm not cookie cutter, I'm not a very overly emotional female, very logic based. I'm intelligent. I can say that with pride, that I'm intelligent, and I like many different types of things. I like many different kinds of people. I stay curious about people, places, things, events, politics, religion, news, whatever. Um, I'm well read. And that's important to me as well. But it's just, I can get the most well read, nerdy, ghetto dude ever. But if there's no sparks there, if there's no no zhuzh, then I'm totally bored with that, And like I said, I don't know if it's immediate. In my experience, it was immediate. It was, and not like the very first day, but immediate as in, like, I talked to the dude over the phone first, and we text first, and it was okay. And then we met, and I could say meeting him was like getting hit over the head with a hammer or a sledgehammer. It was like, what I went home and was like, what just happened? Like, oh my God. Like, and then I was in denial for like a month or two. I was like, surely, this is not what's happening. And just didn't think about it. But, I then eventually one day I just looked back on it and I was like, oh my God, like this dude, he's making me feel some type of way. And I'm not a touchy, feely person, but he was making me feel some type of way. But that's my thoughts on love. That's part one. Like my question, have you ever been in love, like where your soul feels tied to that person? You feel anchored to that person? This is something for y'all to really think about. Because like I said, I think a lot of people say they've been in love, but then don't really know love. And then I'll come back with a part two and just talk about love and commitment, dating these days, which the challenge of a lot of single men and women out there finding somebody in this crazy ass day. It's a crazy time to date and be alive. I don't understand how people even get married or find anybody to be with anymore, because it's just too much nonsense. It's just too much stupidity out there. But anyway, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, of course. Make comment, like, subscribe, agree, thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't care. Again, my store is on Etsy. Falling Star Naturals. If you put that in the search engine, you'll search my store. You'll find all kinds of stuff. If you put in 35FSN, F is in Frank, S is in Sandy, N is in Nancy, that will give you 35% off in your shopping cart, and put the code in your shopping cart. But that's about it for now. I'll probably do another video tomorrow. I gotta go check on my son when my daughter's at gymnastics. Go check on my son. But y'all stay safe. Y'all have a good night. Keep watching these videos. I'm coming out with more. And share and tell all your friends. And that's about it. Peace.